Hey there, YouTubes. It's Dr. Straightedge coming at you. I'm here right now. I'm on one of my private islands. I can't say too much where it is, but I'm out here. The sun is supposed to be shining. It's a beautiful day. I'm usually out in my jet skis chasing dolphins, but right now I'm quarantined inside my cabin. So I hope you're all doing the same thing. I know it's tempting to go out with your friends and just play basketball or do whatever. Well, please stay inside for all of us, okay? This is going to be over sooner if you can just stay inside and just hang out and watch some YouTube's Dr. Straightedge classics. All right, while you're inside, why don't we get to some math? So, first thing we're going to do is quadratic equations using factoring. Now, what I propose is that you try some of these problems. I think your teachers provided you with some, and you work with me on a couple of these. This is some new kind of things. It's going to seem pretty simple at first, and they get a little more complicated. So let's take a ride together. Here we go. All right, so what we're doing first here now is we're looking at this problem. This says, let me get my studio set up here. All right, we have b squared minus 4b minus 21 equals 0. Now what I want to do is I want to factor these out. Okay, so I'm going to try to figure out if I was to divide this up into two different factors, what could I do? Now, here's what I want to do is I want to see what adds up to this number right here, and I want to see what multiplies in this number right here. So it's kind of a complicated situation we got to figure out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this number right here, and I'm going to say negative 21. What are the factors of negative 21? Well, I'm going to say it's, let's say negative 1 and 21. I'm also going to say 1 and negative 21, because don't forget this is a negative. So one of them must be negative if we're multiplying to get to that number. I also could say negative 7 and times 3, and I could say 7 times negative 3, right? Any of these. Now, that's all I can think of right now, and I think that's all the factors. So let's see which of these might add up to negative 4. Don't forget about that little negative right there. Okay, negative 1 and 21, absolutely not. Same with 1, negative 21. How about negative 7 plus 3? Yeah, absolutely. Negative 7, and then we add 3 gets us to negative 4. So right now, we know that this is what we're going to use. All right? Now, what we want to do here is factor out. And that means creating two parentheses. It's kind of like binomials. We're going to factor this out right here. So if I was to split up this b, let me use a different color. If I was to split up this b squared, I would say b squared is b, and a b goes right here. Now I know my numbers are going to be negative 7 and 3. So I'm going to say b minus 7 right here, because it's a negative 7. And then b plus 3 right here, because it's a positive 3. Now what I want to do is I want to solve. These are all equal to 0. That's important for now. Later on we're going to do some different kind of problems, but for now they're all equal to 0. So I can set both of these. B minus 7 equals 0. And b plus 3 equals 0. Now from there what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve for these. Now these are pretty simple, but let's try it out. In order to solve for this b, I want to say plus 7. Yeah, plus 7. And I get b equals 7. For this one here, I'm going to say minus 3. Yeah, minus 3. And I get b equals negative 3. Now these are my two answers right here. Actually, your answer is 2 of them right here. And what that means is I could plug in either a 7 or I could plug in a negative 3 to these b's right here, and I would get this equal to 0. Either of these answers would ring true for this. Okay, so that is our answer. Now just to check, just because I like to be kind of wild like this, let's just check it out and see. If I was to do a check for funsies, my check would say, let's do that b minus 7 and b plus 3. That's hard to see right there. Let's use a red. If I was to figure out this, just to make sure that this is going to be the same as my original question right here, I would say this. B times B would give B squared. B times 3 would be 3B. Then I would use my second one. Negative 7 times B would be negative 7B. And negative 7 times 3 would get me negative 21. Now let's take a look here. What the next thing I would do, you are already saying it. I can hear you right now. I can hear what you're saying. You're going to combine your like terms. So that's my 3B and my negative 7. So I would get B squared minus 4B minus 21. And that's the same as our original problem right here. B squared minus 4B minus 21. Same thing. All right, so that's a check. You don't really need to do that, but that's just, you know, if you're quarantined and you're just like going to have some fun with your math, that's it right there. I'll do another example shortly.